who will be affected by this front of their pocketbooks. Because a lot of people don't have kids in our school district who will be affected by this and have not had children in here for a while. And that's the unknown. So we also need folks in that category to help themselves rally themselves around us, because they remember being in school. And they may not like what they see today, but the children that they'll have to live with in the future that make their communities either safe or less than safe, impact their lives. So it's in their best interest that they see them well educated as opposed to miseducated and confused. So I would hope we appeal to them, especially the folks who are the senior citizen group. And I can say the group now because I'm in that group. And I think, even though I have no children at all and have no children in school, even though I'm working in the district, not the reason I would vote for that, because I don't know anything more important than children. And their education is the second most important thing to them, along with their families and their faith and all of that. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. You know, Dr. McKenna, I appreciate that you brought out this love for our children, and your tone and your concern about doing this right is something that I think we should embrace. And for today, what is before the board is the decision of, do we empower our staff to do what is needed to get before the voters on June 4th? And I appreciate and embrace your discussion about who this impacts, because today we do take money off of families' tables to offer and operate schools. And today we are very clear that there are, I mean, it's very well documented in many ways, whatever people agree on, there's a lot of agreement that we can do better. And that I'm going to say that, you know, as the last 45 days of conversation in Los Angeles about what are we standing for and who is most impacted, I am recognizing, and you brought up the point a couple of times, our teachers union, our labor community, our students and parents, we're quite clear that they want to see us do better. They want to see us act, and it is not just demand from Sacramento, play defense locally. It's about doing as much as we can. And so the as much as we can in some way is this imperfect, not ideal story, but it is about, this is the closest we get to do this in the time that I've the last 20 years. And I know as we celebrated the walkouts last year or commemorated, we know we used to be 5th in the nation in per pupil spending. We know right now Los Angeles and neighboring school districts have improved graduation, so much so that our local college is being faced with challenges of what do we do with all these children that qualify, and they're trying to wrestle with that. We also know that our juvenile justice system is changing because they are not at 1,000 kids incarcerated. And that's because of this organization. So I embrace that after 34 years of not building schools and being the people creating opportunities to still house students, someone said we need 160 schools and over $28 billion pieces at a time, different groups together on equity. We built 131 to address, and it's only been 2 years that Bell is off of year round, right? So we have had to deal with a housing challenge, an investment strategy, people struggling to believe whether or not LA Unified could actually build schools, but it did take 1,200 resolutions of necessity where we asked people to move and live somewhere else. And that was really, really hard. And so I heard a lot of, and and I'm just gonna remind the board